Our top story in breaking news is an update on what happened in Half Moon Bay. 7 people are dead and 1 is in critical condition after a man opened fire in 2 separate agricultural facilities.
Yeah, San Mateo County deputies identified the suspected gunman as 67-year-old Half Moon Bay resident Chin-Li Zhao. He was arrested about 2 hours after the shooting unfolded, and we have a map to show you which shows the 3 locations where this tragedy happened. 2 of them are crime scenes. The other is where the arrest took place.
Ground Force Will Tran is live in Half Moon Bay now to talk more about how things unfold and what we know at this hour. Will?
Well, let's talk about the crime scene. According to authorities, there is not a second person and there is no threat to the community. But as you mentioned, 2 scenes, 1 gunman, 7 people dead. In fact, let me step out of the way really quickly to show you what's going on. Live pictures. They are preserving this scene just so the investigators can come back a little bit later today. There is so much processing that needs to be done, but you can clearly see there's a forensic van out there, so they probably are leaving just for the night, maybe to even get some coffee, and they will be coming back. Obviously, this will be days before they wrap up this scene. Nobody is allowed into this particular place because they still want to find possibly more weapons and, of course, look for a possible motive. Now, let me quickly pull up the picture of the man you just talked about. 67 years old, Chin-Li Zhao. They believed at around 2:22 yesterday afternoon, he came to 2 scenes. This is the first scene, and that they shot and killed his co-workers at this first scene. Let me show you the video. This all went down in the afternoon. 5 people were shot at this location. They believe that the man, Zhao, shot some of the victims in a trailer next to the field, and that trailer is where many of them lived, and then he also shot some of the other victims in the field. 5 people were shot at this first location at Magic Mountain Mushroom Farm. Now, they say that 4 people were killed, 1 person still in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. After he left this scene, he drove about a mile to scene number 2. Let me show you video of that. That's Concord Farms, where he goes into that particular location and, according to authorities, shot 3 other people. And that's why we have 7 fatalities this morning. Hopefully that number stays because, as I mentioned, there is 1 person still in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And we got a chance to talk to some of the people who witnessed all of this. Here's reaction from 1 person.
I was shocked. I mean, I would have never thought something like this would happen in a small, close community. We're all very close. We all know each other. We know our neighbors. We know the people who work within our community. It was heartbreaking.
So this shooting, this rampage, has obviously rocked the community of Half Moon Bay, which is world famous and a very quiet community, most famous for their pumpkin festival contest. But now, all of a sudden, now the whole world knows what happened, where 7 people were killed. James, Daria, I can tell you as well, according to authorities, there were children at the scenes who might have witnessed the massacre. Back to you.
Horrible. Okay, thank you, Will. We want to continue our coverage as well of the shootings and more about the accused gunman.
Yeah, he was arrested about 2 hours after the shootings. We have right now KRON 4's Michael Thomas standing by live to explain how the dramatic arrest happened. Michael?
Yeah, well, details regarding the suspect are still coming in, but behind me, just feet away, is where he was arrested here at the substation. And I want to point out this is just about a 4-minute drive from that second shooting location. But take a look. This is a suspect again. I know we already showed you him, but 67-year-old Chin-Li Zhao. Officials do believe that he was employed at one of the 2 agriculture farms. He was arrested yesterday in this parking lot at around 4 in the afternoon. Let's get into some video of that arrest. Now, police were searching for a maroon SUV at the time, which was spotted here at the sheriff's substation with the suspect sitting inside. Officials made the arrest without any incident, but still a traumatic arrest. And I want to point out, you can see it's plainclothes officers in ties that had their guns drawn, and soon after that arrest was made, a semi-automatic handgun from the SUV was retrieved, and it's believed that that is the one used in the shootings that took place earlier yesterday. Now, the sheriff's office says when it comes to family in the area of Zhao, they do believe that he has a spouse in the area. That hasn't been confirmed. We spoke with one woman who was just feet away from the arrest. She says things like this just don't simply happen here.
I was taking a walk around the building and saw a marked police car come up on the other side of the parking lot, and he stopped and got out of his car, and I went to go back get in my car, which was right next to this maroon SUV, and it surprised me to see the officer asking me pretty quietly to get back from my car, and I scooted back a little bit, and then he asked me to get farther back and farther back.
Now, this morning, the million-dollar question is why, but police have yet to answer as to what the motive may be or what it is. Again, he is arrested, and they are still investigating. And as we get more information regarding all of everything that happened yesterday, we'll continue to keep you updated both online and on air. Live this morning in Half Moon Bay, Michael Thomas, KRON 4 News.
Thank you for the update, Michael.
Well, Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted Monday evening reacting to the shooting, saying he was at a hospital near L.A. meeting with victims of the mass shooting in Monterey Park when he was pulled away to be briefed about the shooting in Half Moon Bay. He referred to the shootings as tragedies upon tragedies. Governor Newsom says that he will be visiting Half Moon Bay today, and he'll have more details as soon, or will have more details as soon as the governor's office announces those plans.
We spoke with Half Moon Bay's Mayor, Deborah Penrose, about how the city is doing following the shooting, and here's what she had to say.
Well, I think the city is on top of it as much as you can be in a situation like this. We don't have all of the information yet. We are pleased that the shooter has been apprehended without difficulty by our sheriff's office. Thank God for that. What we need to be looking at is, why did this happen? And that's not an easy question to answer, but I can tell you this. We don't have the money for mental health care in our community or anywhere in the United States of America. And we have too many guns.
The mayor says she's working to support the farm workers who were affected, along with their children, and especially the children who witnessed the shooting.
There are simply too many guns in this country, and there has to be a change. This is not an acceptable way for modern society to live and conduct its affairs.
This is something that we get to watch on the news. Never think that it's going to come and hit home.
Yeah. Local leaders on the peninsula expressing sadness mixed with anger Monday night in Half Moon Bay. Many calling for changes across the country regarding guns. County supervisors are encouraging those who have been affected by yesterday's shooting to seek help.
Please take advantage of the mental health crisis counseling that is available out there. The amount of stress that's been on this community for weeks is really quite high. If there's people out there who are suffering from this, who are feeling the effects of it, please reach out and get help. You are not alone.
And a reminder, if you are in need of help, one place to start is the San Mateo County hotline. That number at the bottom of your screen there, 650-579-0350.
And there was yet another shooting, and that's the breaking news that happened overnight. Oakland police investigating a mass shooting. One person was killed. 7 others were injured in the gunfire that erupted just after 6 o'clock last night at the Valero gas station on MacArthur Boulevard at Seminary Avenue. This is right near Mills College. Officers responded to the gunshots that were detected by the Shot Spotter system, and this is video from the Citizen app. And when police got there, they found several shell casings They didn't locate any of the victims at that time, but soon after, multiple victims arrived at several nearby hospitals with gunshot wounds. One of those people died, and the others, again, 7 other people, in stable condition but wounded from that mass shooting.
And happening right now, Redwood City Police are looking for this missing 12-year-old girl. They say that Perez Paz was last seen at about 10:30 Sunday night in the Stombaugh-Heller neighborhood, which is just southeast of downtown Redwood City. Police say that she is wearing a dark hoodie with red and black bottoms. Police are asking you give them a call if you know where she is or have seen her. Still ahead on the Crown 4 Morning News, investigators in Southern California are trying to figure out the motive behind the mass shooting there. We're going to have more on what we found out so far. Dave?
All right, dry and sunny going on for today with high temperatures getting into the upper 50s. We're looking for maybe a chance of rain developing into this weekend. Raina.
Staying on top of your morning commute, tracking those drive times. We'll be right back with a look after the break.